Greet your neighbor.
My little dongle. There we go.
Today's invocation will be offered by Frank Bradley.
In the season of Advent, the Latin word meaning arrival, let us all arrive to a more common understanding and respect for each other as we pray. Dear God, in these often challenging and troubled times of domestic and international divisions, unimaginable war and destruction, political power struggles, distrust, fear, negativity, and climate change, help us see the many good things around us and the ways we can be a blessing to someone we encounter in person or electronically today. Using the roads encourage us to become better servant leaders, practicing high ethical standards, improving the life in our communities, and supporting Rotary International's humanitarian efforts by promoting the world's understanding peace. Yes, this may sound like lofty goals, but look what we've done already. Dear God, in all the things we think and communicate, please help guide our thoughts and our words to become more positive, truthful, fair, and respectful. Amen.
Welcome to all of you. I hope that you had a great week. I would like to pass along my congratulations to the Village Network Hall of Fame. Thank you for all the great things you do for the community. We appreciate it. Now, Secretary and Secretary report.
Thank you, President. Introduction of her guest.
I do. I brought Kim with me. She lives here, everybody.
If I'm right, okay, Cousin Ray, soon to give us an update.
It was pretty good. We was like on Friday, we got on church walk, which was the Wooster Rotary, like all the churches, the church, and it was pretty good. I like the Catholic one and even the Baptist church. Sorry if I mispronounced the word. And it was a pretty good week on Saturday. I even changed my family. So I'm living with Mr. Brent Rice right now for a couple of weeks. They're really nice. And even on like yesterday, Sunday, we got the Christmas tree. It was pretty new for me. But that was good. And yeah, the Christmas tree really was good. And today we had a volley match, an away match. So it was a pretty good week.
Thank you. And Melanie Garcia has an announcement for the club.
I'm going to stand over here so that I can see you. And we're going to do a quick survey. So when it comes to sleeping habits, just work with me here. When it comes to sleeping habits, raise your hand if you are a night owl. An early bird. An insomniac. Okay, great. Congratulations. Your superpower is not sleeping at some point. And I have an opportunity for all of you to use this superpower for the Rotary of Wooster and our new exchange students On Saturday, January 7th, the Wooster Rotary Club is hosting the Youth Exchange overnight right here in this building. And we'll be bringing in me and all of their other Rotary Exchange students from around the district, as well as students from this area who are planning to be Rotary Exchange students somewhere in the world. So the evening for them to get some training, to prepare for their trip, a chance for the kids who are currently here in the US to have some fun together. And we'll be taking them to Acres of Fun for a few hours. And then when they come back at about 11 o'clock, that's when all of you coming. I need to find about 8 volunteers to serve as chaperones in a 2-hour time block. So there's 11 p.m. to 1 a.m. 1 a.m. to 3 a.m., a 3 a.m. to 5 a.m. shift, and a 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. shift. You need 1 male and 1 female chaperone for each of those 2-hour time blocks, a total of 8 of you. If you are interested in using your superpower to benefit the Wooster Rotary Club, please come see me after the meeting. I will have a sign-up sheet and no training necessary. We will teach you everything you need to know on the job. It's just a matter of doing that for 2 hours. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Melanie, and hopefully you guys can step forward. A pretty important function for the club. And remember to keep our 2 exchange students in your plans. If you're going somewhere, let them know and take them with you. We appreciate that. Let's welcome to our guests. It's good to see Zumi and Suji and Kim. Welcome. And we hope you enjoy the program today. And today's program will be introduced by Ken Shape.
Thank you, President Craig. I had not met our speaker, Elaine, in person until this morning, although I've been in regular contact with her by email and Zoom meetings since our club formed its new committee on protection of the environment. Elaine is the champion for all things environmental at her home Rotary Club in Youngstown, and is the governor-elect for our district for the year 2024. She is an alumna of Youngstown State, where she graduated summa cum laude with a degree in fine arts and did her graduate work at Kent State. Elaine joined a career obtaining licensing in life and health insurance, financial securities, and real estate. She's a master gardener who is dedicated to restoring wildlife habitat. Her varied artistic interests have resulted in her being featured as an Artist of the Month in the publication Trumbull Area Artists. In addition, she has had a one-woman show at the Nissen Gallery in Warren and has won several art awards and recognitions. Within her community, Elaine sits on the board of the Mahoning County Soil and Water Conservation District, where she's currently chair. She's also had leadership roles in the Mahoning Valley Historical Society, the Coatesville Township Zoning Board of Appeals, the Coatesville Ladies Auxiliary, and the Mahoning Valley Watercolor Society. Elaine considers Rotary to be a constant in her busy life. She has served in all major club officer roles and many committee assignments during her membership, including president of her local club in 2004 and chair of her club foundation. Elaine currently chairs the district alumni membership committee and serves on the Rotary International Foundation annual fund committees. Elaine introduced the Operation Pollination initiative to her club and currently leads the group of Operation Mahoning Valley area. She is a member of Rotary's Environmental Sustainability Rotary Action Group, which she will tell you about, and an Operation Pollination Global Ambassador. Protection of the environment will undoubtedly be here to tell us more about the Operation Pollination initiative and why it is important. On the table, you'll find a copy of the Operation Pollination Pledge, which has been adopted by our district and by all districts in Ohio, and also by our club through recent action of our board. Elaine, welcome to the
get my dog in and then give you a moment to be. Okay. Operation Pollination is a framework for environmental stewardship and an invitation to be part of the solution for change. Can I, just before we get into this, before we get into the weeds, who is on the environmental committee? Please just stand. Thank you for your service. These are your go-to people. What next week, when you, she talking about, what does that mean? These are the people you go to, because I'm sure they'll understand everything I'm going to say today. So Operation Pollination framework for environmental stewardship and an invitation to be part of the solution between 3 land management agencies in Wisconsin and the St. Croix National Scenic Riverway, where Rotarian Christopher Stein was park superintendent. This alliance formed around the biological phenomenon we know as the monarch butterfly. But the project still in June, incoming district governor Marlene Garden, you have to give her credit here, invited her to park headquarters to talk about the loss of habitat for monarchs. This is part of what he told her. Monarchs have been around 2 million years. We know that for thousands of years, monarchs have been a migratory species. The eastern U.S. population spends the winter in central Mexico. Every spring, they fly north as far as Canada and then return again to Mexico in the fall. This is an astonishing 6,000-mile multi-generational journey for an insect species, one of the longest known migrations that an insect performs. But everywhere along their journey, their habitats where they find food and shelter are disappearing. In the past 20 years, in only 2 decades out of what 2 million, monarch populations have dropped from an estimated 700 million to now listed as endangered. Marlene was so moved by this story that as governor, she spoke to every club in the district, parts of Minnesota, Wisconsin. She spoke to every club in the district to ask for their help by improving pollinator habitats within their communities. They all pledged to help. Marlene realized too that as a migratory species traveling from central Mexico, monarchs would be held long before coming to Wisconsin. To be successful, Operation Pollination needed to connect habitats along the entire migratory corridor. It needed to be an international project involving all clubs in all districts from Canada to Mexico. So I'm glad to speak with you today. What she may not have realized at the time, what she might have not thought about, was that all around the habitat loss was happening everywhere. But Christopher Stein did understand this. Because of him and his work with this project, Rotary International President Jennifer Jones has signed an Operation Pollination and is in full support of this is the power of these are Rotarians and community partners advocating for and working collaboratively to preserve and restore native plants and natural habitats all over the world. Education is a primary component of the work we do. wait, we didn't do it. No, that didn't mean wrong. Everyone, okay, good. Here we go. Okay, the monarch is important to us not only for its intrinsic beauty and its impressive migration. They are important pollinators and keystone species, playing a vital role in supporting a healthy environment. They are also leading environmental indicators. For 20 years, we've been able to tag them, making it possible to monitor flight, health, and population count. This has helped us to understand the effects of climate change, development, the use of pesticides, and other causes of habitat loss on them and other species. Rapid population declines indicate an environmental crisis that we may not yet be aware of. Wildlife population declines due to habitats are leaving us with a biodiversity crisis that ultimately affects our food supply and more. So let's unpack that. When we talk about habitat, talking about plants native to the land, the plants, shrubs, and trees that wildlife recognizes and depends on for food as well as cover. It takes time, hundreds to thousands of years, for insects to adapt to the chemical mix in plants. Before I started doing this work, this is something I had no idea. When we lose natural spaces, we lose native plant, shrub, and tree species that wildlife has evolved with. The monarch plant will lay their eggs only on milkweed because it is the only plant her insect, her caterpillar offspring can digest. Monarchs and milkweed share an evolutionary history. This is why we now talk so much about native plants and the milkweed. Environmental stewardship, protecting our environment, involves conserving what is natural to where we live. When we replace native plants with something like a lawn or imported varieties or paving, we are removing the plants that insects, birds, and animals need to survive, and we are disturbing massive, diverse, interdependent, interconnected food webs that exist within a healthy ecosystem. Native oak tree, which supports over 200 species of life, has far more value environmentally than a pear, for instance, which is native to China and Vietnam. They may look natural to us, but they need habitat loss for those who live in and on our native trees. Right? Non-native to the region and imported plants do not contribute to our environment in the same way. In fact, they can easily erode delicate balance within an ecosystem. But we are learning together, I hope, and we are remembering that all life on Earth is interconnected and symbiotic. The more biodiversity within the system, the healthier and stable the environment. The variety of life biodiversity is so essential because it is all the other living things that support our ecosystems, that run our ecosystems. We know ecosystems remove carbon and produce the very air we breathe, but within ecosystems, insects and other wildlife are food, compost, aerators, pest controllers, and pollinators. They help build, fertilize, and stabilize soil, which in turn filters and purifies rain and stormwater runoff, and so much more that we just take for granted. This tremendous biointelligence supports all life on Earth, including human societies. Pollinators, in particular, really are essential workers. In the US alone, there are over 100 crops that depend directly on animal pollination. That is, crops with an estimated value of over 34 to $50 billion a year in our economy. So imagine fruits, vegetables, oils, seeds, nuts from our grocery store. But what about flowers and fibers and raw materials? Even medicines derived from plant pollinated, insect pollinated plants. Would we sacrifice potential cures for more plantations or more parking lots? There is an urgency that drives Operation Pollination because we are losing natural spaces faster than we can restore them. And every year, more species are threatened with extinction. 23 bird species just this past year declared extinct, with 600 more species, wildlife species listed as threatened or endangered right now. Whatever we can do in our backyards is an important part of the solution. How we landscape today will determine what life looks like tomorrow. This is the exciting what can I alone do? We have the opportunity. Rotary in the U.S. is positioned to become a model for conservation worldwide, because in our country, most of the land is privately owned. We know that each of us can do something that will help. It is estimated that if each of us who has a yard, a patio, or access to a rooftop, if each of us creates a small habitat space, could take anyone, with plants that are best at supporting food webs, we could expand and create over 20 million acres, the largest of and a homegrown national park of connected, viable habitats for monarchs and so many other species. If we each do our part, this would go a long, long way towards building sustainable biodiversity. If we work together with the right community partners to develop smart, efficient, sustainable ways to protect our environment, we can change the landscape paradigm that dominates our yards and corridors, landscapes right now. Here are two powerful truths. The ancient Iroquois philosophy that comes from their innate relationship. The decisions we make today should result in sustainable world 7 generations into the future. And I personally love Margaret Mead's quote. And never doubt that a small group of dedicated individuals can change the world. Indeed, it is the only thing that ever has. I sincerely believe in Rotary and all of you that together we can be a solution for lasting change. Because of this third truth, Rotary is the place where people unite and take action to create lasting change across the globe, in our communities, and in our cities. I welcome comments and questions. Questions? Yes.
Is there a community in Ohio or elsewhere in the country that is their Rotary Club has really taken this on and had a community-wide plan where maybe they plant milkweed along every highway or roadside, or what are some basic things that communities have done well?
Within my community, I can only speak to my community. This one back a little bit here. These are the community partners that I'm working with. We have an industrial site, we have a city landscaping institution, we have other Rotary clubs, of course, we have schools, we have organizations like Wildlife, which is a national organization. We have a permaculture farm, we have Dominion Energy, has an initiative to put in native plants along your electrical right of way. So The short answer to your question is no, we don't have like one location where we're doing massive plantings, but it is a dream of. I was just talking to Ken about the Labor Johnson National Wildlife Center in Austin, Texas. I would love to see one of these in every community. It's 40 acres. It is all native plants in that area, but it includes a banquet center, educational classrooms, gift shop. Weddings are taking place there, but on their website, they have become like a hub for where to go, enter your zip code to get a list of all the native plants in your area. The dream that I have is that every Rotary Club in all districts will take this on, even if it's just a committee of 4, 5, or 6. And this initiative about the homegrown national park, I have to back up to that too. On my list of people who have been inspirational is a man, a doctor named Douglas Calamine. He has a website called Homegrown National Park. It's right here on the screen. This is a map where you can enter, you can click on your state, you can click on your county, you can open an anonymous account. You're not gonna ask for your name, not gonna ask for your name, your zip code, and you can enter 3 square feet, 40 acres, whatever you've done to create a volunteer. And this map will reflect where it's around the country. His goal is to create 20 million acres of a homegrown national park that's located in each one of our national parks. He's a fabulous speaker too, by the way, so be a guest. I've talked to him on the phone and do this with her. Any other questions? Yes. I do not believe the FDA is involved in this, and truly should be, because of our food supply. I know that in each county in Ohio, and I'm just assuming it's around the country, that every soil and water conservation district has this as part of their initiative. And their message is to show every third bite of food is dependent on pollinators. Yes, Bill.
What's the name of the organization in Austin, Texas?
Lady Bird Johnson Wildflower Center. And she initiated, I can't give you the exact number of mileage along the national highways though, throughout Texas, that were replaced grass that was being mowed with native plants.
How many generations of monarchs does it take to reach Mexico?
I thank you for that question. It is a multi-generational journey. It takes 4 generations. The first generation that leaves central Mexico is the generation we call the Methuselah generation, because they can live up to 9 months after that. The average lifespan of a modern fireplace is 30 days. So Ohio is positioned, because we're so close to Canada, we can have up to 4 routes right here in Ohio. I wanted to remind you of the resource page on the back of the resolution. This is a copy of the resolution that our past district governor, Stephen Wilder, has signed, and our current district governor, Michelle Charles, has signed, as well as every other district governor in the state of Ohio. And that makes us the first state in the union for all district governors, for every district governor that signs. There will be a bragging rights to that, we should be proud. But that's also a copy of a very similar language that our international president, Jennifer Jones, has signed. But I want to talk about one more word in the definition of operational pollination as a framework for sustainability and environmental initiative. We say framework because it's not just about wildflowers and butterflies. We have to talk about the causes of habitat loss. So as part of that framework, within that framework, and the educational component, this is where I can talk for hours. We need to address the causes of habitat loss, which is development, deforestation, use of pesticides, climate change is the big one. And it's all driven by us and this very uncomfortable truth that as our population continues to grow on the planet, every other species population continues to decline. So we need to rethink this paradigm of the way we manage our land. It's a big project. Okay, thank you so much for your time and your warm welcome.
In appreciation for your time today with us, we'd like to present you with a rendition of the Rotary Wheel with the four-way test on the back. It's made locally by students at the Village Network. Thank you. All right, next Monday's program is the history of the Jarrett Corporation, which I'm sure a lot of you know from Morville. And the program will be presented by Mike and Diane Jarrett. So that should be very interesting. Have a great week. We'll see you next Monday. We stand adjourned.
It's not like that.